Hello, Nick family. Welcome to my channel, Dope Soul Sports Talk. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so you'll be notified anytime I go live or drop a video. Today, I want to give you my take on the New York Knicks loss to the Brooklyn Nets at MSG. Um, I was looking forward to this game. I was looking forward to seeing the young guys with Obi and Sims in that starting lineup, minus Randall, with a few of the vets to see how they would fare against the Brooklyn Nets, who have something to play for, right? They're still playing for seeding in that play-in tournament. I thought it would be an interesting game, and for the most part, it was. I thought they played well in that first half. They moved the ball, they moved their bodies, they hit shots. Burks had 18 points, I believe it was, in that first half. The Knicks were up 17 at the half, 67-50, and I immediately thought, are they going to be able to close out this game? Because listen, you expect Brooklyn to make a run. All good teams do. It's just with the Knicks be able to stave that off, get those stops, get those shots, and win the game. And unfortunately, they weren't able to do that. Um, the Knicks were up by as much as 21 points in this game, but they couldn't hold on and wound up losing by 12, 98-110. As I mentioned before, Durant doing Durant things. I believe he had 9 straight points in that fourth quarter, 13 points in the quarter, ended the game with 32 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Patty Mills had 12 points in that fourth quarter. Kyrie was Kyrie. Now, Kyrie is not a good defender. Fournier gave it to him about 2, 3 times in that first quarter going to the basket. But offensively, with his handle, he can get anywhere he wants to get on that court, and his mid range is just deadly. So Kyrie doing Kyrie things in that game as well. But on to the Knicks. I think the Knicks weren't able to make shots in the fourth quarter. We've talked about this. Maybe they were tired. The Knicks only played 8 players this game, 7 if you minus McBride, who only played 7 minutes. So perhaps they were tired. They shot 58.3% from the free throw line, 21 for 36. They missed 15 free throws. A professional basketball team missed 15 free throws, right? This has been the Knicks' Achilles heel all season. They shot 38.5% from the field, 34.2% from three. We were only out rebounded by 7 for the game, but in the second half, we were out rebounded by 13, 28-15. I don't know if that's because Mitch wasn't there, but I thought, Sims played well, in his place. Obi played very well. Obi was coming off of 2 20-point games. He had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks. He shot 50% from the field, only 50% from the free throw line, though, in 43 minutes. His defense was okay. And his body control, his ability to finish around the rim is just outstanding. And I'm not just talking about dunks, even on the layups. Sims was a beast, 10 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks, but that didn't tell the story. He really neutralized Drummond. Drummond had 1.9 rebounds. Sims moved his feet on the perimeter on switches. He set really good screens. He didn't just make contact on those screens, he actually cleared the defender out so that his teammate can get a really good look at the basket. His defensive awareness and basketball IQ is really good. The coaching staff is doing a good job with Sims. And I think it gives them reason to at least think about, pause a little bit when it comes to Mitch and what they're going to do with his contract. Now, I don't think they're thinking Sims can replace Mitch, but they might be thinking, hey, if his asking price remains too high, maybe we can get away with Noel when healthy and Sims. Remember, Noel played instead of Mitchell Robinson last year. I think Mitch played, 34 games or something like that. Noel played very well last year. So if he's healthy, maybe the front office is thinking, hey, if Mitch wants too much, we can get away with Noel and Sims. And Sims is actually making it an easier decision, I believe. IQ was just a hot mess. Just a hot mess, in my opinion. And it's not just shooting 1 from 8 for the field, including 1 for 6 from the 3 point line. It just seemed like the clock struck 12 and he was back to being the quickly of old. Poor decision making, poor shots, He just really seemed out of sorts, and he still played 26 minutes. Burks with 24 points in the game, 18 points, as I mentioned before, in the first half. Barrett with 23 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. But I'm sorry, he didn't play well, in my opinion. He shot 25.9% from the field, 18.2% from three, 58.3% from the line. We focus so much on what a player did in the game, right? Their stats. How much did they score? How many rebounds did they grab? Or a lot of times we focus on their skill set, you know, how they're getting it done. I can't tell you how many people over the years have told me, oh, this player is better than Larry Bird. They can shoot better than Larry Bird. They're faster than Larry Bird. They play better defense than Larry Bird. Again, focusing on the stats, focusing on how a player gets it done instead of focusing on when they get it done. When you think about the best of the best, the greats, even when you think about the superstars in this league, it's not about what they're doing. I mean, that's important, but it's about when they're doing it, right? They come up big consistently, whether it's an important game in the regular season, whether it's the playoffs, whether it's the conference finals, the championship game. They come up big in those clutch moments, and the Knicks just don't have that. We could talk about their free throw shooting, it's valid. We could talk about them not making shots in the fourth quarter, that's valid as well. But what's most valid is that we just don't have a closer. And when you look at these teams around the league, they have a player that can make up for their mistakes. Look at Brooklyn. In that first half, I was like, this is not a very cohesive team. Their defense is not very good. I can't imagine them, you know, getting into the playoffs. If they do get into the playoffs, I can't imagine them getting past the first round. But what happens? Down the stretch, Kevin Durant comes alive, scores 13 points, has a 32-point triple double. They win the game, and you forget all about how poorly they played in that first half. That's what the Knicks need, and we don't have that. Maybe RJ grows into that. He's hit big shots for us. I go back to that Laker game in LA when he hit multiple big shots for us to force overtime. That 46-point game in Miami. So maybe he will grow into that. Maybe Obi will. Maybe IQ will. Maybe Randall will revert to form. Because if you remember what made Randall so great last year, you could say, oh, he scored 24 points, 10 rebounds, 5, 6 assists, whatever it was. But he hit those big shots in the fourth quarter to win the game for us. That's what made him great. And this year, we just don't have it, and we need it. You look at Atlanta, they have that in Trae Young. You look at Boston, they have that in Tatum and Brown. Utah has that in Donovan. We don't have it. I remember watching a young Dwayne Wade. I believe it was, I don't know, first or second year. I believe it was a playoff game. They was playing Charlotte, and he hit a big shot, either a game-winning shot or game-sealing shot over Baron Davis. And I remember thinking, he's going to be good. And I don't remember what his stat line was, but he had a big shot in a big moment. And that's what I want us as fans, when we're looking at our young guys and we're looking at them developing, we focus a lot on their stats, and we focus a lot on their efficiency and their inefficiency, and all of that is valid. But I want us to start really looking at when they're making these baskets, when they're getting these key steals, when they're getting these key rebounds, because that makes a difference. Kobe, LeBron, Magic, Bird, Jordan, it was when they got it done, right? And that's what we need. We need a closer. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say about this game. On to Washington. Both the Knicks and the Washington Wizards are out of the play-in. Not much to play for in that respect. But I've always said you have to build championship habits before you have a championship team. And the Knicks have to go in each remaining game. I think we have 2 remaining games with the same approach, trying to win, building those habits. I think that is good for our young people, our young players. Anyway, family, I'm out. Thank you for rocking with me today, watching the video. Please comment below, share the video. Um, I'll see you Monday, Queen's Court, Wednesday evenings with my co-host Tony Crow on the crossover. Both of those are on the Nothing But Knicks channel. If you haven't already, again, be sure to subscribe to this channel, Dope Soul Sports Talk. Hit that notification button so you'll be notified anytime I go live. I appreciate you. I appreciate all your support. See you next time.